This is a Danger Entertainment podcast. DangerEntertainment.net. Danger Entertainment Podcast Network.
Please note that any comments, jokes, questions, maybe, anything that we say on the History of Bad Ideas is all in good fun. And remember, we insult everybody. Our thoughts, opinions, questions, anything else, actions that we do on the show do not reflect any of our employers, organizations, advertisers, or anyone else that is associated with the History of Bad Ideas. And remember, at the end of the day, it's just a joke.
Fans, Aquaman, Blake's just not listening. What? Jason impersonates Michael Caine.
Some people just want to watch World Buzz.
Jeff nails another draft day.
Nailed
Blake's
it.
top 5 has 98.
I got
Jason
more.
just loves him some Kevin James.
Fucking Kevin James.
It's the history of bad.
It's bad.
It's the history of bad.
So bad.
It's the history of bad ideas. It's the history of bad.
Oh, yeah.
It's the history of bad. It's the history of bad ideas. Podcast.
Ooh, welcome to the History of Bad Ideas, episode number 222. I'm Jason.
I'm Doug.
And I'm Chris.
Chris Richardson from 365 Flicks Podcast. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Blake and Jeff and Power Bottom Jim, or creepy guy. What's his name? Jim? What's his other nickname?
Pervy
Woody, Pervy doll or something. Anyways, moving on. They're not here this week because it's the greatest thing in the world. It's WrestleMania week. You excited, Chris?
I am excited. I am very excited. I'm excited more this year than I was last year.
I can see that. Last year was pretty shitty.
Yeah, it wasn't the best. I remember I did stay up to watch it live, and I will be doing that again on Sunday. But when it finished, I just kind of thought, But I am really looking forward to it this year.
I think last year was rough because we are at, I think it was 6 hours. I don't know. It's the first WrestleMania that went past midnight. And I think I fell asleep in the main event. What
was the main event last year?
That was good, guys. Nobody knows. Roman Reigns?
Was it Roman Reigns?
Yeah, versus Undertaker.
Shit, yeah.
Yeah, and well, it is shit right. Because you got two guys that can't carry anybody. So you figure, Giant Gonzalez would have fit better in there.
Boo.
So we have a very special WrestleMania episode. We're excited about it. We'll be talking wrestling. Next week, we'll be back to our regularly scheduled Hobie episode. But this week, it's WrestleMania. We're going to go through our top 5 favorite matches. We got some listener questions.
Favorite match? I thought it was memorable matches.
No, it's favorite.
Oh, okay.
Hey, listen. Are you
same thing? It's the same thing.
Are you playing the role of Blake?
Yes.
Okay.
I have my own list.
I don't understand this top 5. I'm just going to do something else. Good job, Blake. Anyways, he won't listen to this one. Anyway, so we appreciate everybody listening. We also have a poll for the favorite wrestling moments, and we're going to do a quick breakdown of all the WrestleMania matches. There's 14 of them, but we will not spend that much time on a lot of them because some of them are pretty rough. So
yeah, there's big ones that we want to talk about. Like we'll get there though. We'll get there.
Chris, where can we find you at first?
You can find 365 Flicks on the Facebooks and the Twitters. Go to at 365 Flicks Pod and type into Facebook 365 Flicks Podcast.
Great,
and that's where you will find us.
And you'll be over here for the Cincinnati Comic Expo, September 14th through 16th. That's not official, but I'm making it official that you're coming over here.
Well, shit.
Doug and I have $50 in Grater's ice cream for you. So I just hope that
or donuts.
Or donuts. So
you had me at donuts.
You spend $1,000 or 1,800 pounds or 87,000 yen. I don't know the currency. And you come on over and we'll give you a $50 gift card. I think that's a good deal.
That does sound like a very, very good deal to me.
The good news is...
Wait. In exchange, I want some royal wedding, souvenirs.
Some gossip.
Christ. Well, I am going. I have been invited. So.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Who do you think will die first, Prince Philip or Queen Elizabeth?
Wow. Prince Philip.
Okay. I feel like Queen Elizabeth made a pact with the devil and she's never dying.
How dare you? How dare you say that?
I'm sorry. Apologize for that. You can get a lot of royalty news on the 365 Flicks podcast, just to let everybody know. So there you go.
Well, we are royalists, as you keep saying, Jason. So
yeah, you do have Kevin.
Yep.
You have Kevin on it.
Yep. And he is a strong royalist.
He is. He's very happy a lot of the times.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He's a very Eeyore-like. So it's okay though. But yeah, check them out. And also, I think Jeff and I, as long as my schedule works, I think it should. We're doing a Doctor Strange episode. The movie.
That's right. We are in the final stages of our road to Infinity War. Mm-hmm. So this week coming, it is Doctor Strange, and then after that, it will be Spidey. Is it Spidey after Doctor Strange?
Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Yeah, I think it is.
Or is that Thor 3? Which one came? No, Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Spider-Man, then Thor, then Black Panther, then Infinity War.
Did you guys do Guardians of the Galaxy 2 yet?
Oh shit, Guardians 2. I can't remember where that comes in.
Okay. Because
might be after Doctor Strange.
Okay. So you've watched all of these in anticipation of Avengers: Infinity War. Which one was the toughest to sit through?
Thor 2.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I think that was the worst.
It's terrible.
I really liked it the first time.
Well, you're wrong.
Thank you, Chris.
For me, it's either that or Iron Man 3.
Oh,
I didn't particularly care for that one.
Go fuck yourself for that one.
you like? I didn't particularly care for that.
It's a great movie.
I put it up there with Last Jedi.
Oh.
Yeah, you've got the wrong 365 guy to argue about The Last Jedi, because I've only seen it once in the cinema, and it was a load of we went to the 4D showing of it with all the rain falling from the ceiling and the seats were moving and all that kind of thing. So I've only seen it once in that. So I probably missed half of the movie because I was laughing my ass off.
How dare you? How dare you?
No, not the movie. The seats moving and, water falling from the ceiling and all that kind of thing.
We don't have that here.
Well,
Go to Disney World, they have it.
Do they?
Yeah.
Is it in the Avatar Pandora Land?
No.
Oh, okay. Avatar Land?
Pandora, the world of Avatar.
Avatar Land. Well, Chris, I will say, so you said, what about Iron Man 2?
I love Iron Man 2.
I know you do. Is it because Whiplash?
No, I just think,
Black Widow. Black Widow makes
yeah.
it.
That's a big part of it.
I want one of them. Yeah. I'm trying to think, because I thought Thor, the original Thor, was one of the worst ones to get through.
Really?
That is tough.
I like that one.
Oh, I can't stand it.
But I went in thinking, how are you going to make a movie like this that appeals to the masses? It's an odd
and connects to the universe.
And I thought they did a very good job. Is it a
I agree.
movie? No, but
I like how they connected it. I do like Thor better now because I like Chris Hemsworth. Mm-hmm. But I thought the best part of the Thor, the original one, was Hawkeye and Agent Coulson. I love Agent Coulson.
Yeah.
Not to go. We'll start wrestling here in a second. But did you see that Agent Coulson is going to be in Ms. Marvel?
Captain Marvel.
Yes. Sorry, the movie.
Well, because it takes place in the.
I did see that because it's set in the 90s, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm okay with that. I'm good with that.
And Lee Pace is back. Is it Lee Pace or whoever it is?
Yeah.
He's back for the Guardians of the Galaxy guy, the villain. Mm-hmm. He's back in it.
Right. Who's that?
What is that bad guy's name in Guardians? Malik?
No.
Malik?
Oh.
That was somebody else. No, Malik was.
Malik is
Thor 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, one of those ones.
Ronan.
Ronan, that's it.
Ronan the Accuser.
All right. Okay. I'm good with that. I'm okay with that. I liked him.
I remember one of my first movie reviews I did for nerdly.co.uk, that I did Thor 2, I think was one of my first ones. And I feel like I should probably go back and revise that review now, because I think I gave it a B+. And
Wow.
I said that Malik actually was a fleshed out villain, and I think looking back, he is not a fleshed out villain.
Wow.
He is not.
I think I gave it a B-, maybe. Maybe that was it.
Oh, God.
You can catch us
Yeah.
at nerdly.co.uk. I got my articles up there. My son and I's next gaming tabletop review of King Domino is going to be out this week. And Black Lightning, that review will be out next week. Wednesday. Doug's favorite show.
Oh, it's sleep-inducing.
Shut up. Let's see here. So, we had a Twitter poll of the week at Bad Ideas Podcast. What is your favorite WrestleMania moment? We had a tournament, Doug, and we actually finished it.
I can't believe that.
We finished it.
I picked Tangled. Oh, wait, that was a different one.
We still got the Disney poll.
Okay.
Still got it. So the first one was you had to pick Hogan slams Andre, Austin and Mike Tyson beat up HBK, basically the start of the new Attitude Era. Undertaker loses the first time, which that's just glorious. Oh, he lost. And Rollins cashes in on Money in the Bank and fixes the horrible match between Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. That was the first one. Winning with 51% of the vote was Hogan slams Andre, which actually surprises me.
Really?
Yeah, because if you look at it now, it's kind of like a hip toss. It's not even a body slam anymore.
No, it's not. I would have thought it would have been Austin and Mike Tyson.
That came in third with 14%. I was shocked. The Rollins one is one of my favorites. That is awesome when he cashes in.
Yeah, it was all right.
Let's see. Pardon me. Let's see. Second poll was first round was Daniel Bryan winning the WWE title. Benoit Eddie Guerrero hug. That's depressing now. Michaels winning the Iron Man match, and Warrior beating Hulk Hogan. Which back in the day, Warrior beating Hulk Hogan was the shit. And then you watch that match now, and that is a really horrible match.
Well, especially now, I mean, you hear how horrible of a wrestler Warrior was,
And
how dangerous he was,
and that Hogan had to carry him,
and he was crazy.
allegedly.
God, it's bad if Hogan has to carry someone.
God, yeah.
Yeah.
So, let's see here. The winner of that one was, this shocked me, won 28% to 27% to 24%. Benoit and Eddie Guerrero hugging at the end of WrestleMania 20 when they both had their belts, the championship belts. Narrowly beating Warrior versus Hogan and Michaels winning. That was a tough one.
That's wrong.
It's tough to watch.
It's clearly Shawn Michaels winning.
I got to talk to you about that later, I think.
Wasn't that a horrible WrestleMania, though?
That was WrestleMania 12? Yes. That was not a good one.
Okay.
Michaels versus Bret Hart in the Iron Man match. That was a rough one. The third poll, real quick, is Foley going through the burning table when Edge spears him. Taker retires HBK. HBK retiring Ric Flair. And Rock versus Hogan. And 40% picked Rock versus Hogan.
Oh, get out. That's mental.
Who would you pick?
What were the other choices again?
Foley going through the table, Taker retiring HBK, and HBK retiring Flair.
Taker retiring HBK.
Well, obviously, we know you didn't vote in this because it got 0%.
No, it got 15. It got 15. Sorry, that's not the updated one, Doug.
Oh, okay.
I got the updated ones here.
Oh, okay.
They just ended today, or last week.
I think I voted for that one. I'm sure I did.
The last poll was Birth of WrestleMania 1. Came in as stellar 0%. No one voted for that. Hart making Austin bleed in WrestleMania 13. And they do the double switch. Hart becomes a heel. Austin becomes a good guy. Hardy swantoning off the ladder. I was saying the giant ladder onto Rhino and Spike Dudley, but you could have picked any WrestleMania. And Austin turning heel when he at WrestleMania 18? I think when he was with
17.
17, yeah.
when he was
I actually have that on my TV right now.
really.
Yeah.
And that was actually probably the best WrestleMania. Winning at 73%. Hardy swantoning off the ladder. That shocked me.
Nope, not having that either.
What would you pick?
Heart makes Austin bleed.
Yeah, me too.
That visual was amazing.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we have in the finals here, it was Hogan slamming Andre, Rock versus Hogan, Hardy off the ladder, and Benoit Guerrero hug. And here's the finals. It just ended literally 20 minutes ago.
When do you post these? I didn't even know what was going on.
I even had this on, pinned this on top, and I tagged you.
Oh, I didn't even see it.
Yeah, I tagged you today.
But-
Because you always bitch that you can't find the polls. In last place, 7%. Hardy swantoning off the ladder. Oh, wait, you know what? Hold on. That may not be accurate. Hold on. Let
I
me
got
see
it here.
Here we go. Last place
I
was
have
14.
to vote. I have to vote.
You can, it's over.
Damn you.
Hardy swanton off the ladder is in last place at 14%. 19%, Benoit Eddie Guerrero hug, and then Benoit kills him. Third place, and then winning 43% to 24%, Hulk Hogan body slamming Andre at WrestleMania 3. Number one moment in WrestleMania, according to our listeners.
No.
Rock versus Hogan had 24%.
Even Rock versus Hogan, that was crap.
I think it was because it was iconic, them just staring each other down.
Nah, it should have been Stone Cold versus Hogan.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. I think the best part of that whole thing was Rock roasting the NWO backstage segment when he's talking to Kevin Nash and Scott Hall and Hogan. That's a good promo. So there you go. There's your moment. Let's see here. We have some listener feedback. Doug, why don't you read yours?
Okay, from Doug, number one fan. Can't give yourself a nickname. A-Pans. What do you think of Bradley Cooper playing Vince McMahon in the new film?
There's a new biopic coming out of Vince McMahon.
Is that confirmed, is it?
Yes. Bradley Cooper, I don't know if Bradley Cooper has been officially confirmed yet, but he's one of the producers, I think, on it. I would be okay with that.
I'm fine with that. I like Bradley Cooper.
Does it have McMahon's backing?
I don't know.
That'd be interesting.
Is it as good as the Jesse Ventura biopic that was on Channel 5 years ago? Do you remember that one?
I don't remember that.
Oh, it was horrible. The reason he got fired is because he was unionizing the wrestlers.
Oh, yeah, that. Yeah.
Okay.
But it was so bad. It was so bad. I'm okay with that. Personally, I think Paige should do a nude scene in it. I don't know why, but I think she should, because her movie's coming out soon. Of course, you could go online, too, because her videos got leaked. She likes Xavier Woods. Did you know that, Chris?
I did know that.
Yeah. So I'm okay with Bradley Cooper. Who would play Linda McMahon? Olympia Dukakis?
I don't know who that is.
Old. How about Helen Mirren for old?
For old, how about young? That's a tough one.
Yeah.
Chris, you got anybody?
Kate
I'm thinking. Go with Amy Adams. Why not?
She's in everything.
Yeah.
We do have more. Randall Holt came through for us. RJ Holt.
Yeah, he's been going crazy.
We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Better heel. Oh, fuck him. Better heel, William Regal or Steven Regal? Fuck you.
I'd go with
Steven Regal.
Yeah, I think Steven Regal.
Yep.
Lord Steven Regal.
It is a true story that he had to change his name in the WWE because Steve Austin was too popular and they didn't want another Steve. It is a fucking true story. I don't care what anyone says.
It's not, though, is it?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
See, I got Doug's
Because
back.
somebody else had to change your name too.
Yeah.
Shane Douglas, I think, changed because of Shane McMahon.
Yeah, that was another one because
I
he
know-
became Dean.
TNA, they had too many guys named James, I think.
Yeah.
I didn't watch that, but I can't remember who it was.
James Storm, and yeah, they had
Somebody
a couple of
else,
them. So yeah, fuck you, Chris.
So did he turn it into Steve Storm?
I hate you. I knew I wanted Kevin on this.
Jeff Morris had to change his name to Scab Jeff.
Yeah, that's true because there's too many Jeffs on the show.
Too many Jeffs.
Too many Jeffs.
Did he start messing with llamas, or?
When will WWE have a Ricochet match? Chris, could you help us out with that? What is a Ricochet match? Is that when they just run back and forth?
For fuck's sake. Yeah, okay.
I want to see a Ricochet match between Big Show and Braun Strowman. I just want to see them run.
How is Randall Holt referencing this?
Some people listen to your show.
Yeah, I suppose so. They must do, yeah. So if anybody wonders what the hell's going on, we were, Kev and another listener of the show, other Kev, we were going to a Scottish promotion called ICW. They're very, very good. And it was our first time there. I didn't know all of the wrestlers, and so so something started going on about the Ricochet match, and I hadn't heard of the wrestler, so I said, "What is a Ricochet match?" And that is the story.
Ricochet.
And it gets funnier every time someone mentions it. You know that it's weird.
Ricochet, one of the best independent wrestlers out there, who just signed with the WWE and NXT, and he's actually going to be in the championship match takeover for their secondary belt.
What's it called again?
Is it the North American belt?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
That's the one.
That's a kind of a...
Although I want Velveteen Dream to win.
Yeah, I do too. He's well deserved. I'll be honest. I think the North American belt is a horrible name.
It is. It's a bit shitty. It's a bit racist, if anything.
I was hoping, in all honesty, I was actually hoping it would be a TV belt. I thought they could have called it the TV Championship. Maybe Hacksaw Jim Duggan could have found it in the trash. That's an old WCW story. Did you know that, Chris?
No.
Back in the day, Jim Duggan, I'm not kidding, when he joined WCW, I know you're not a WCW fan, but that's when they were signing all of Hogan's friends. The rumor is that he actually basically brought the TV belt over, and they found it in the backstage area one day, and in the show on WCW Nitro, I think, or Saturday Night Main Event, Saturday Night WCW, they show him picking it out of the trash, and he starts defending it, and that's how they brought the TV belt back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's horrible. It's horrible.
Okay, I did not know that.
Fuck them.
Is it any worse than having a tournament in Rio de Janeiro?
Hey, Pat Patterson beat 16 other men, 15 other men.
Yeah.
He may have beaten them, but I don't think it was that way.
Oh.
That's the rumor. Let's see here. Randall Holt is Goldust the best European wrestler ever?
European wrestler champ.
I think he's going champ.
Okay. D'Lo Brown.
D'Lo Brown. Chris?
The best European champion?
Yes.
Well, no, it's Steven Regal, isn't it?
Or was it William Regal?
I think it was William Regal. Was he a man's man at that point? I'm not sure.
Well, William Steven Regal.
Well, that's the thing that pisses me off. They wouldn't let D'Lo Brown compete with a chest protector, but fucking Roman Reigns can compete with one every time. Can we fucking get that off him?
It's just to keep the conditioner going up to his hair. There's like tubes going underneath it, just to keep it conditioned during the match.
So he's Bane.
He is Bane. He is Bane. Did you see when Brock Lesnar put him? He did the F5 onto the stairs, onto the steps.
Yes.
And the first thing he did was clear the hair away from his face.
Yes. Got to get the look.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You got to make sure your face is visual for the hard cam.
We got a couple more here. Why do people think wrestling is fake? Fuck them. I'll answer that one.
Yep. Well done.
So is Game of Thrones, people. Why was IRS never a heavyweight champion? Or was he? He was not. He was a tag team champ with Ted DiBiase. Mike Rotundo became IRS.
I remember that. Shit. Yeah, I remember that. Mm-hmm.
They fought the natural disasters in god-awful matches. Even DiBiase couldn't carry that. He went for the Intercontinental belt. Doug looked up if he was Intercontinental champion.
All right.
I know him and Razor Ramon would fight over it. HBK. He was a solid wrestler. It's Mike Rotundo, Varsity Club. Chris, do you remember him much?
Yeah, I do remember him. He carried a briefcase and he was wearing a red tie and a white shirt, wasn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, I do remember him. I was always a big fan of Ted DiBiase. I like that team up. Those two.
Money Inc. And the idea is that Bray Wyatt got into the lake of deletion at the Hardy compound, he should come back as IRS, is the rumor, because he is Mike Rotundo's son. I'm telling you.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
See, you're learning stuff on this one.
I am learning
Look.
stuff.
Let's see. Should they move WrestleMania to Saturday? Yes, is what Randall says. I'm okay with that.
I don't really care.
He was only tag team champ.
Only tag team champ
Twice.
was
5
Irish.
times with 2 different people.
Varsity Club, and then
Varsity Club was WCW.
who was he
Barry
with?
Windham.
Oh.
First WrestleMania.
Was that a Can-Am connection? Or no?
No, it was just regular.
Who's Can-Am? That was Tom Zink.
Yeah.
Tom Zink was Can-Am
The
connection.
late Tom Zink.
Let's see here. Oh, yeah, he is dead, isn't he? Over under on how long this WrestleMania will be.
I replied to him, too long.
Chris, what do you think?
5 hours.
Oh, God.
I reckon 5 hours.
Okay. I don't follow wrestling as much as you guys do. In fact, I rarely watch it. But I started to watch WrestleMania last year because, I have access to WWE Network.
Because you pay for it legally.
Yes.
Okay.
Sure. And I happened to flip it on, and it's like, oh, crap, it started already. No, that wasn't WrestleMania.
No.
That was the pre-show that lasted 6 hours. And I had it on. It was like, what in the hell is this?
Yeah. It starts at 7.
No.
The WrestleMania.
Oh, okay, yes.
The pre-show starts at like 2.
But they have, legitimate matches on there. Matches that they advertise being on WrestleMania.
Yes.
Wait,
are on
2 in the afternoon. It starts at 2 in the afternoon.
Yes.
At 5 o'clock is when they start the matches. Our time, 5 o'clock Eastern.
Right.
The reason is you got to get a Kid Rock concert in there for 25 minutes. Or Machine Gun
that's what
Kelly.
they're saying, yeah.
Fuck Machine Gun Kelly. Jesus. I know you're trying to make it a spectacle like the Super Bowl, but we don't want to fucking see this. Come on.
No. But, I mentioned I've got WrestleMania 17 playing on the TV at the moment. There was none of that pre-show bollocks going on then, was there? I can't remember ever watching it then and having a pre-show.
If I remember correctly, WrestleMania 20 was the first one that they did a pre-show because it was 20 years. And I remember this because it started at like 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock. It was started at 5 because then they went to Sunday Night Heat and then they went to WrestleMania. And the reason I remember this is because Ivory, the female wrestler, was one of the hosts and she was god-awful. I think it might have been 4 o'clock is when it started Eastern time. So, yeah. And that was back when WrestleMania still started at 8. So, take that for what it was. I mean, so I think ever since 20 is when they started doing it.
But, on the B shows, you don't need it. They do one match, maybe 2. And it's just an hour of just Booker T talking crap.
Spinneroonie!
Oh.
The problem is with the pre-show, Neville, the great cruiserweight champion, he left over it because he wasn't getting residual checks because him and Austin Aries fought on the pre-show last year for the cruiserweight championship, and they didn't put it on the DVD, so he didn't get any checks for it. He didn't get any residual checks besides the one payout for WrestleMania, and everyone else did because they were on the show. I'm like, fuck them. They couldn't just give them that. Come on.
But you know what? It was actually one of the best matches of the night as well.
It was. It pretty much went downhill from there.
Although it wasn't hard,
No, and, Austin Aries is now the TNA champion. So, Impact champion or whatever they're fucking called now, GWF or something. I would love to see Neville come back tomorrow night and beat the shit out of the winner of the championship, the Cruiserweight Championship match.
Yeah. I'd be okay.
I mean, the guy's signed for 2 more years, and he's sitting there. Obviously, he's collecting a check, so he doesn't care. But WWE's like, fuck you, we're just going to let you sit at home. It's like the guy's going to come back healthy, perfectly healthy after sitting out for 2.5 years and make millions on the independent circuit. So
plus, he made the cruiserweights relevant, and it's just, they haven't even mentioned the cruiserweights on Raw until the last week, 2 weeks, because of what happened with Enzo Amore.
Oh,
so the guy that the guy that you were going to have Neville drop his title to is, we all know what allegedly he is. So
yeah, fucking Enzo. Well, the problem is, the thing is, 205 Live, the Cruiserweight show, is actually supposedly putting on some great matches. And they said they condensed it down to about 30 to 35 minutes. And they said the matches are unreal, and they're actually doing a storyline now, because the rumor is that they're going to do a Cruiserweight Tag Team Championship after this.
Right.
Personally, what I would do is you go old school luchador. You do the trios trios championship. You do a 6-man championship. Someone goes thrown out of the ring, the next guy jumps in, and they just kind of keep rotating. It makes more sense with the cruiserweights to do a trios championship. You don't make it stand
agree.
out.
I agree, because let's face it, at the moment WWE can barely over 2 shows keep the main roster tag team titles interesting. So do something different with it. Absolutely.
Well, that's the problem with Raw and SmackDown. I love SmackDown. Now, their show has been rough sometimes, but I always like SmackDown. It's tight. It's a tighter show. It's 2 hours. I like the wrestlers usually because they give the underdogs like, fuck you, we're not going to make you the main eventers so you can go to SmackDown, and they blow it out of the water. So I like SmackDown, but they need to be different. Give them the Hardcore Championship. Give them something else. Merge the U.S. and Intercontinental, put it on Raw, and give SmackDown something different to compete for. That's my issue. They're both exactly the same show.
Well, they are, and look what's happened with you had you've got the Riot Squad on SmackDown, and you had Paige's one. Mm-hmm. It's the exact same story,
and they showed up the same week.
Yeah, it's bollocks. It's just bollocks. But I always said that they should have had the tag division on one show and the women's division on another show.
I agree with that. I have no issue with that. And then, you know what? You can actually give the women's some background, like another storyline besides just the champion. Yeah. And they're starting to do that on Raw with Bayley and Sasha, but these two have been feuding for, simmering. Their feud has been simmering, so we're going to put them in the women's battle royal. What the fuck is that?
Just so that people will watch it to find out what happens. That's shite. They should have had their own one-on-one match at WrestleMania. Yeah, because going back to NXT, Sasha versus Bayley for the women's title on NXT TakeOver Dallas, I think it was, is one of the best matches you can ever see.
Yes. I think next year, and we'll get into this here in a bit, they've been jonesing to put women in the main event of WrestleMania, which I'm fine with. The true main event. Next year, it's going to be Asuka versus Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, I read that earlier on too.
Oh, God. And I was all for Ronda, but she is not ready. Even in a year, she's not going to be ready to be main event.
No, you know what? For me, which we will come to when we start going through the matches, Charlotte versus Asuka is a more interesting match for me than Ronda Rousey versus Asuka.
Yes. Well, let's do one quick thing of face-off, and then we'll get to the news.
I read these face-offs. So I'm not happy at all with these.
I don't know who put this in.
Yeah,
I'm intern.
Damn intern. Who is it this week?
Virgil.
Ah, bastard. How much did you have to pay him?
Well, he keeps changing his name. I can't write him a check. It's Vincent, Curly Joe. I can't get his name. 53-year-old Undertaker versus, so that was about 5 years ago, versus fake Undertaker. Who was it, Doug? Who was fake Undertaker? Brian Lee, who would go on to be DOA. Well, literally dead, but he's also part of the DOA group with Balls and Chains. Balls, Chains. Trying to think who else.
Were they legit Nazis?
That's the rumor.
Okay.
They may have some tattoos.
Yes.
And we're not kidding.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
They also owned TNA for a little bit, too, as under Anthem. That's all hearsay, but, tattoos don't lie. 50-year-old Sting versus 50-year-old Kane in a Viagra on a pole match. Sorry, that was per Collider. Sorry. And if you think we're kidding about Viagra on a pole match, WCW did that, didn't they, Doug?
Yes, they did.
You're joking.
No, we're not.
Was that Vince Russo by any chance?
Hey, you hit it right.
Wow,
Yay! I thought, how did I know that?
Yeah, Viagra on a pole match. Who would win? I was going to call you Blake. Chris, who's going to win?
Wow.
Wow. Okay, so which one first? Which one are we doing first?
No, this is all. It's a fatal four-way.
Oh, fatal four-way. Oh, I see. Okay. Well, okay. Which one will win? Sorry. I'll go with the 58-year-old Undertaker.
Of course. Doug, who's winning?
Brian Lee, was he also Atom Bomb?
No, he was not.
Okay.
He was not.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go with the mayor of Tennessee, 50-year-old Kane.
Oh, that's a good one. I like that one.
Did he actually get elected? Did he get elected?
I don't think the election's taken place yet.
May.
Oh,
I think it's May.
Okay.
I'm going with Brian Lee. Brian Lee. The reason is he's 6'6", which was always a problem when he was facing the real Undertaker because he was about 5 inches shorter. And the reason why, actually, he's still alive, Doug.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I thought he was dead. So my bad. Let's see. He was also Chains in wrestling, so that was a different one.
Okay.
So that was my bad. So anyways, Brian Lee, the reason I'm going with is back at WrestleMania 12, I think, with the fake or SummerSlam. That's what it was when the fake Undertaker was there. Leslie Nielsen was looking for clues. He was in Police Squad.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm going with Brian Lee because he has the power of Leslie Nielsen's spirit with him. So I'm going with that. Nobody picked Sting. That's a shame.
Oh, fuck Sting.
Here's some fun facts about Brian Lee. He was managed by Ted DiBiase. Look at that.
Huh.
Back in the day, that's pretty good.
I'm still saying Undertaker.
His theme music was Everybody Wants You, and then it went to Back in the Saddle by Aerosmith.
Wow.
How did they get those rights? That was in 94.
They probably didn't.
No, never. Oh, it was in Smoky Mountain Wrestling, so they didn't.
No,
never mind. Let's see here. And one other quick question from Randall Hope before we get into it. I apologize, I missed this one. Who is the best celebrity attraction at WrestleMania?
In the past or of all time?
Of all time.
Oh, it's got to be Liberace.
You think? Liberace was pretty damn funny at WrestleMania 1.
Who would have
God,
thought?
I cannot remember that.
And people today probably have no idea who Liberace was.
Look it up, kids. Look it up. I'm going with, I actually do have to think Lawrence Taylor. He fought Bam Bam Bigelow at WrestleMania 11? Yeah. And I have to admit, he was exhausted by the end. He had to be dragged through the finals, but he was a hell of a wrestler for one time only. He fought in there, and I like the storyline going up to it. Chris, who's yours?
I'm gonna Can I hobby mine?
Sure, go ahead.
Why not? Well, okay. So the first one is I'm going to go with Pamela Anderson. I can't remember which.
That was WrestleMania 12.
Yeah.
It was. Oh no! I'm sorry. That was 11. Because it was Diesel versus HBK.
That's what it was. Yeah. So a mix between her and this is the most messed up mix you could ever do. Mike Tyson.
Oh,
Because I think that they were both so huge. They were huge names, and they came into WWE or WWF at that point, and they put WWF in the mainstream by being there. So I think that it's a hobby between those two.
Can I throw this in here? Here's a list of some celebrities that have been at WrestleMania.
Okay.
Steve Allen.
Yes, WrestleMania 1.
Jenny Garth.
Yep.
Marla Maples. Elvira.
Oh.
Freddie Prinze Jr.
He was a writer for WWE.
Right.
I don't think when this happened.
No, but he was a writer at one point.
Pee Wee Herman.
And he's married to Buffy, the bastard.
Mickey Rourke.
Mickey Rourke? Oh, remember that, Chris? He was doing the
WrestleMania
rest.
25.
He was going. That was the one I was at.
Involved in an altercation with Chris Jericho.
Yeah, because the
That's
rumor
right.
was he wanted to. He was in The Wrestler, the movie, and they wanted him to do a Chris Jericho match, and he couldn't get clearance because he's had some issues in the past.
Oh, yeah.
So they didn't want to put him in there.
And okay, and I forgot, this is Pete Rose. How can we not mention Pete Rose?
Oh, with the tombstones. How about
Billy Martin.
Oh, Bill, that was number one. How about the Milwaukee Brewers announcer.
Uecker.
Bob Uecker was awesome at WrestleMania 3 and 4 as the announcer.
Not that I want to advertise because they don't need the advertising, but if you listen to Something to Wrestle with Bruce Pritchard, they were just doing WrestleMania 4, and he said Bob Uecker was great to work with.
He was fun.
He said, he understood it and he got it, so he said he was fantastic to work with.
Yeah, I have no idea who that is.
He was a baseball player for like 4 years, and then he's basically a baseball announcer. But he was hilarious. If you watch WrestleMania 3 and 4, he was the announcer there, like the guest announcer, and he was hilarious. He could him and Jesse Ventura would go back and forth. What's your thoughts on Jesse Ventura, Chris?
On Jesse Ventura,
The announcer.
I don't really know a great deal about him. The only sort of reference to Jesse Ventura that I'm majorly familiar with is I listen to a podcast called We Hate Movies, and they do an amazing Jesse Ventura impression.
I ain't got time to bleed.
No, it's mostly like conspiracy theory stuff. They every time they do it, it cracks me up. But other than that, I'm not really all that familiar with them. Not really.
I'm asking, have you watched I would say the first 6, 7 WrestleManias, Chris, recently?
Recently, no. I did
Okay.
I watched some of WrestleMania 7 earlier on today from my top 5.
Is that Slaughter versus Hogan?
It is not.
No. Is that the main event, though, at 7?
Oh, yes, it is. Yes, that's the main event, that one. Yeah. But yeah, I haven't watched the earlier ones for a while. I can't remember the last time I did, to be honest. I probably should go back. Well, I might not do that, to be honest.
I'm actually going to watch.
It's a little bit ropey, some of it.
I'm actually watching WrestleMania 1 after this podcast.
I went back and looked at some of them, just trying to refresh my memory, and you look at some of these going, wow, this WrestleMania looked like it sucked.
Oh, there's a lot of
and
bad
then you go to the
ones.
next one, it's like, wow, this was even worse. I remember watching WrestleMania 2
Yes.
because I was somebody was getting married, and I was watching their house back when you used to do that, and they had cable and they had WrestleMania 2 on, and it's like, boy, I remember that being good. And I went back and looked, and it's like, maybe not.
Outside of the Bulldogs match, because they beat Greg Valentine, Beefcake, and the only reason that was good is because they won the belts.
Yes.
The British Bulldogs.
I remember that. The first memory I've got of WrestleMania is, to be honest, is actually Hogan slamming
Andre.
Peter Andre there. That's not right.
Peter Andre?
You know who Peter Andre is over in America?
Wait a minute. Did they have to change his name because there's too many Peters in WrestleMania in wrestling?
Shit. Kev's going to butcher me for that
You
one.
want to fuck this up? Let's go, Chris.
Fuck me. Okay. So the first memory I've got of WrestleMania is Hogan slamming Andre the Giant, not Peter Andre.
I love Peter Andre in the TV show Soap. He was awesome in that. Oh, is that a different guy?
I think it's a different guy.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Well, that's not going to come back to haunt you.
No, not at all. I can't imagine a possible reason why it would.
If there's one thing Hobie does is that we do not beat a dead horse. Peter Andre shows a rare dog. Who is that? He is an actor.
He's not a fucking actor. He's a
Yes, he
shitty
is.
singer.
He's a British.
He's Australian, and he's shit. He's awful.
So, did he have to change his name from Andre the Giant to Peter Andre because there's too many giants in singing?
I think that must be what happened. That's the only possible explanation.
Okay, news of the geek. We got the old music back. We want to thank Heno.
Hey!
Rumor has it Heno's making top 5 music for us. And Blake, Jeff, and I got a sample of it last week. And we got an email that said in bold print, do not publish this. We're not done yet.
I was working on my own, but okay, that's fine.
You can still submit.
No, that's okay. No.
You still have
I am pleased because the shitty ravey music that you've got is not good.
I like the rave music. Okay, so
No.
news of the geek, WrestleMania matches. We're doing a review of all the matches. We'll start at the bottom.
Okay,
Let's do that first.
that makes
Yeah.
sense.
So the Taker match is first because that's the bottom match. Nobody cares about that shit.
Is he actually?
Yeah, he's going to be there.
Okay.
No, we're not. I'm kidding. We're not going to do that one yet. We're going to do the WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal.
Oh, okay.
I'm taking this straight from WWE's site, so I'm not being biased. Superstars from Raw, SmackDown, and NXT will compete. Entrants thus far are Sasha, Bayley, Becky Lynch, Naomi, Natalya, and the Riot Squad. So
Who's the Riot Squad?
Ruby
Riot and 2 other ones. I
Okay.
can't remember what their names are.
Sonya Deville, and
Yeah.
I'm trying to think who the other one is.
Will the Jumping Bomb Angels be in it?
Ooh. If they do a tag team, they're supposedly doing a women's tag team championship too.
They might be a little old by now.
Who's the one woman? Bull Nakano. Bring her back. Who's going to win the women's battle royal? Or what's going to happen? Predictions.
Well, okay, predictions. Neither Sasha Banks or Bayley will win because they will take each other out and they'll go fighting backstage and all that kind of thing. And then that's going to lead up to a feud between those two, which is fine. Who's going to win it?
I think Becky
know.
Lynch needs it.
You think so?
I think they need to rebuild her. I really do.
Yeah, lose the steampunk shit. Don't like that.
Yeah, I like Becky Lynch a lot, but she needs a win. She kind of got lost in the shuffle, and I think she needs some type of win. Of course, I could see them bringing over what is it, Billy Royce or whatever from NXT. What's the tag team down there? The women's tag team. I can't remember it now. I could see
Crap. The Australian. They're two Australians.
Billy Kay.
Yeah.
And her team.
Yeah, I think that's right.
I could see them coming over and doing it. But, at this point, I think you need to rebuild Becky Lynch on it.
She is probably the one who needs it the most, to be honest. Yeah. I would agree. Yeah, I would agree with you there.
Doug, who are you picking?
Since I have no idea what's going on here, I'm just going to pick randomly. I'll put Natalya.
Okay.
Is that one of the Hart?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That's
Yep.
Jim Neidhart's daughter.
Okay.
So I'm okay with that. I'm glad that they gave her the belt earlier this year because she's been around and she had to endure the horrible, horrible women's of, bra and panties matches. Not that level, but
Right.
the next era.
My offbeat prediction: Fabulous Moolah rises from the grave, kicks everybody's ass, and demands it be named after her again.
Wow.
That's my
I feel like a hand will come into play, and it's going to be Mae Young's son,
There you go.
the giant hand.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, there you go. Let's see here. The next one is the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Oh, first off, are you excited to see the women's match? Battle Royal first.
No.
No.
Okay.
No.
I think it's going to be too predictable. That's why I really don't care. So that's why. The Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Dolph Ziggler, Matt Hardy, The Revival, Mojo Rawley, Baron Corbin, Ty Dillinger, and Breezango.
Would that be defending champ Mojo Rawley?
Yes, it would be.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is Chris Richardson's favorite wrestler.
Yeah, fuck him. He's awful. He's just awful.
He is.
But this whole match is awful. It's just an excuse to go and have a piss or refill the beer fridge.
I think I could see Baron Corbin winning and being a 2-time champ, so he at least has that accolade. Because he's Corbin. I like Corbin. I actually do like him. I like his character. The problem is he takes off his shirt, and I have no room to talk. And it's not that he's fat or anything. He's just not intimidating.
When he takes off his shirt, he's got a very upset belly button. It just looks really sad.
So,
which, I'm in no position to talk because if I take off my shirt, well, just don't take off my shirt. But, yeah. You know what, Jason? I think Baron Corbin is great. He's got possibly, I would say actually definitely the best finisher in the WWE at the moment. The End of Days looks amazing, especially when he's wrestling, when he's in the ring with a slightly smaller guy.
Yes.
And he can just basically chuck him about. And I think the End of Days is fantastic. There's nothing wrong with the character. I don't know why it's not really working. He was in a title match, last month?
Yeah, a couple, yeah.
Yeah, maybe he was pushed back a little bit because of what happened on Twitter, where he told the army guy to go fuck himself or something.
Yeah, I know, but I mean
that pissed Vince off, and once Vince is pissed off at you, then it's difficult to come back from that, really.
Well, the problem is though they want these guys to be characters, and do social media, so then they act like assholes on social media, and then they get mad.
Yeah, but he didn't know. He didn't know that the guy was in the army.
No, he didn't. That was the other issue.
So he must have gone. The guy must have replied, going, "Well, I'll tell my army buddies that." And Baron Corbin must have gone, shit.
So for the Peter Andre Memorial Battle Royal, I'm picking Baron Corbin.
Yeah. Okay.
Doug, who are you going with?
I'm going to go with, here's my in-depth analysis.
Okay.
The winner for the past 2 years has been a newer talent in the company. I have a feeling we'll see this tradition continue. While this prediction may change as stars get announced for this match, I'm giving the win to Ty Dillinger, as he's a guy who needs and deserves a push. And in-depth analysis I got from GameSpot.com because I have no idea who's in this match. So that's my prediction and their prediction.
Who are you going with, Chris?
Did you just call me Blake again there?
No, almost. Sorry, Peter Richardson. What do you got?
Okay, Stephen. I'm actually going to go Matt Hardy.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I think that they're trying to push this whole Woken Matt or whatever the hell. And I think that a win on that would push it a little bit more. He'll probably have some stuff to do with Bray Wyatt in the match, and who could possibly care?
I'm the underdog for me is the Revival winning as a tag team. The odds-on favorite online, couple of the websites and the Vegas odds and that, Dolph Ziggler is actually the odds-on favorite. So there you go. Let's see here. Cruiserweight Championship. They've been doing this tournament. They've actually made a compelling storyline. Cedric Alexander versus Mustafa Ali. They're both good guys, which is rare that they actually have two good guys fighting. The finals of the tournament to name a champion. Hopefully it's not on the kickoff show, because if you want to give it some relevance, put it on the main show. Have it as the opener and let them go wild. I'm going with Cedric Alexander. I think they're going to push him. I think Ali will eventually be the main person for the show, but I think Alexander, they kind of were playing his storyline up against the fucking alleged rapist Enzo Amore beforehand. So I think I could see Alexander winning, but I would be okay with Ali. What you got, Chris?
I think probably Cedric Alexander will win it as well.
Okay.
Because, the same thing. Wasn't he the guy during the whole tournament, the whole CWC, that the crowd were chanting to Triple H, like sign him now or something?
Yes.
So he's probably, on the radar. He's probably earned it. He's probably, worked his ass off. Not to say that the other guy hasn't. But I think Cedric Alexander will take it. I am actually kind of looking forward to that. I think that, after the whole thing with Enzo, I kind of feel bad for the guys in cruiserweights. But Cedric Alexander, he's probably the one who's going to take it.
Doug, who are you taking?
I'm going with Cedric Alexander also because I have no idea who either of these two guys are, and I just picked him.
This is the in-depth analysis you get with Hobie. Just want to let you know that.
Best color man in the business.
That's right. Raw Tag Team Championship, The Bar, which is one of my favorite teams, Sheamus and Cesaro.
Okay, I have a question. Why are they called The Bar?
Because you have to rise above the bar. They are the bar.
Got it.
Versus Braun Strowman, and WWE is making him pick a tag team wrestler. So the rumor is Elias. The other rumor is that it won't be Elias, and that he will come out for a song, and The Rock is going to show up, and they're going to have a duel off.
Okay, first off, is Elias a good guy or a bad guy?
He's a bad guy, but people cheer him.
He's kind of in the middle, really.
He seems to be dumb. I just seen him. It's like, I don't get it. But be that as it may, I had heard the rumor was, and it was, I don't know, substantiated. They wanted Rey Mysterio.
Okay.
But he's hurt.
Yes.
So he can't show up, but that's what it was. So that I'm going to go into my prediction.
Okay, who you going?
I'm going with Braun Strowman.
Mm-hmm.
One, because God forbid you want him in another championship match and have him get knocked off the ring apron and not be able to take part. And but here's my gimmick. I think he picks a different old time wrestler every single match.
That would be funny.
First
one is Dynamite Kid in the wheelchair.
Oh,
that would be awesome. You wheel him out.
Wow.
And you know what? He does the finisher and then tags Dynamite and just throws him on top of them.
Wow.
For his finisher, he just goes Professor X.
Dynamite, you're drooling.
I don't think there's any tag team. The bar's fine, but the tag team division, I think, is kind of
Especially on Raw, it has been.
Yeah.
So
it's not good.
You need a gimmick, and
how about Hillbilly Jim?
That way you keep, unless they're going to make him the next. I don't know. He had his chance at the championship.
Yeah.
Are you going to pull him back a little bit? So what do you do with him?
The problem is he's so organically over.
Right.
But they wanted Reigns to be pigeonholed into this storyline.
Right.
And you're destroying your chance at making money. If you would have done that with Austin and not let, Austin was over with the fans and they just kind of went with it. And look what it worked.
Yeah.
So how about this Hillbilly Jim, because he's going to the Hall of Fame that night. The night before.
Yeah.
I actually read earlier on today that apparently the Big Show is inducting Goldberg.
Yeah, no, Paul Heyman's inducting Goldberg.
Who's the Big Show inducting?
He is inducting
Mark Henry?
Yes, that's who it is.
That's the one. That's the one, Doug. Yeah. So the rumor that I read is that the Big Show is going to be Braun Strowman's partner.
That'd be kind of fun. I have no problem with the Big Show. He just signed a new contract.
Okay. So that is it a possibility he turns on him? So we have a program between the two big guys.
Yeah, but they did that already.
Oh, did they? Okay.
Yeah, a couple of times, and they collapsed the ring.
Braun Strowman just completely destroyed the Big Show.
Okay.
You know what? Braun Strowman's going to win because you got to shake up the tag team titles. I think it would be kind of fun if he doesn't have a partner because it's happened before in TNA, never in WWE, and in NWA. I think I would have no problem with it, but I think everybody agree Braun's winning.
No, I think the Bar is winning.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. I'm looking online. BleacherReport.com says the latest Vegas odds is Peter Andre will be Braun Strowman's tag team partner. So he's going to
they are sensible odds.
He's going to sing him down, and then Steven Regal's going to come out. Doug, you're on Braun Strowman.
I'm on Braun Strowman, yes.
Okay.
SmackDown Tag Team Championship, the Usos versus the New Day versus the Bludgeon Brothers. Rumor has it this Thursday it's going to become it's going to be a ladder match. Or a TLC match. I'm sorry, a TLC match.
That sounds good. Yeah.
You know what? Instead of the one thing the one thing I saw online is somebody said instead of doing tables, ladders, and chairs, since the Bludgeon Brothers bring hammers, do tables, ladders, and hammers, and I'm for that because those hammers are badass.
I'm not quite on board with the Bludgeon Brothers yet. I'm really not.
Doug, do you like them?
They're badass and all, but
Do you think they win, or you think the Usos get it?
no, I think the Bludgeon Brothers are winning it.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll pick a New
Yeah.
Day.
you're picking New Day.
Yes. New Day rocks.
They do rock. I'm actually going with the Usos, and I'm going to say they beat the New Day, so then the Bludgeon Brothers have a right to a rematch by themselves, and it makes the Bludgeon Brothers look strong, and then that way Usos get their moment finally because they have never been in a WrestleMania match.
Really?
Yeah. They were they were on a pre-show for the Battle Royal, never had it, and that should be corrected. So I could see WWE giving them the championship or their moment, and then the next week on SmackDown losing to the Bludgeon Brothers. I could see that.
Yeah, suppose.
Okay, now you said Rock might show up.
Yes,
They're related to The Rock.
the Usos are.
So does he finagle that? Hey, I want my guys to win. I'll come back.
That would be kind of fun. I'm fine with that.
But who also is related to The Rock?
Nia Jax.
Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns is too.
Do they all win?
I think if they're bringing the Rock out, they're saving him for the Roman Reigns match.
Right. But I'm just saying, does he have any sway to say, hey, I want my boys to win, and I'll show up for the...
I'll show up, but make my guys win.
Yeah.
Maybe.
You know what? I still say they're missing a chance with Usos and Reigns becoming the new Samoan SWAT team. Mm-hmm. You have them. I'm serious. Do you? Okay, Blake. Jesus, Chris. Do you remember the Samoan SWAT team?
No.
Okay, they were in the mid '80s, and they used to run roughshod over everybody.
Okay.
And it was a badass group. They were all Samoans in that, and it was awesome.
Wasn't that 3-minute warning?
It was pretty close. But I think you could redo that, and you could even throw Nia Jax in there. They're all related. And Nia Jax to The Rock, Roman Reigns to The Rock, and the Usos to The Rock. And you make them a badass villain group, I think that would be awesome. I would, and you finally could get Reigns over as a villain.
I'd be okay with them doing a big, just in general, not necessarily with these guys, but just in general, just a big stable that no one can mess with. I'm up with that. I'm good with that.
And I feel like that's what's missing on WWE, on the shows, is there's no big main villain. I don't care about the Authority anymore. I want a big group that would just destroy everybody. Let's see. We got the United States Championship. We can speed mode this. Randy Orton versus Bobby Roode, Jinder Mahal, Chris's favorite guy, and Rusev Day. Rusev. Who's winning?
Rusev. Let's go with Rusev.
Rusev, yeah, that's what I think too.
I think it's way too... I think they have to change it. If they're not going to give Braun Strowman the championship, well, they will, a tag team possibly. I think you have to give Rusev, who's over with everybody.
Yeah.
And I like
he
Bobby
is so over. It's mental how he's... give the fans what they want. Put the bloody title back on him.
If we're going to get Reigns a championship, you might as well give Rusev one that the fans will at least like.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, you have... This could be the one that steals the show. Intercontinental Championship, Miz versus Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor.
Yeah, cannot wait for this.
I like all three, and I love The Miz. Doug, who you going with?
I'm going with Finn Balor.
Okay.
The Miz just had a kid. Mm-hmm. Think he's going to want some time off. And I think you give Balor the belt with, what is he, the Balor Club?
Yeah.
I think it moves him up, elevates him, and Seth Rollins is already elevated. You don't need that. He doesn't need it.
Rollins does not need it at all.
No.
I'll go with Balor, too. I'll go Balor. Who you got, Chris?
I actually think that Rollins does need it because I think that he's finally gaining some momentum because he kind of just went through a period of about 6 months of just meh. He was putting on good performances, fair play to the guy, but it was just meh. And I think that after his the gauntlet match on Raw like a month ago or 6 weeks ago, and he put on one of the best performances of his career.
Yeah, well,
think
like
that
65 minutes he was in the ring.
Yeah, and it was amazing. I mean, I didn't watch the entire thing, but I saw the highlights of it, and it was great. It was absolutely great, and I think that he's gaining some momentum again, and that it's time to put a title on him again. He's not going to get the Universal title because Roman Reigns is. So yeah, put the IC title on him.
I think it could be. I could see that because I could see it as a reward because he has been the company man. They gave him Jason Jordan. You know, he was with Dean Ambrose, and he just had bad luck because both those guys got injured. You can't do much about it.
Yeah.
But with Jason Jordan being injured, it opens up this match because I did not want to see Jordan versus Rollins. So
no.
And I
would have been up for Ambrose versus Rollins. I think that would have been great.
I would have been fine with that.
Yeah. I feel gutted for Finn Balor because he had his title stripped from him because of the injury. Mm-hmm. What was that, 2 years ago now, or
2 years
like that? And it's crap because he never ever got a rematch.
No.
So yeah, I suppose it's only fair that he gets a title put on him, but I think it's going to go to Rollins.
The one thing that people keep saying is send him to the to 205 Live, Finn Balor, and just make him go nuts over there. And
no, he's better than that shit.
I agree, but you know what? Have him get that and then bring it to Raw and defend it on Raw as well. Then he at least has a championship. The one thing I could see happening, I don't think The Miz is walking out. One, like Doug said, he has a kid. They just signed him to a new contract, a 5-year contract. So I think they're going to move him to SmackDown. I think he's going to be the one that actually beats AJ Styles, which we'll get to in a second here.
Wow. Okay.
Because
I want to see The Miz back in the title, in the main, the main title picture. Definitely.
Mm-hmm. I'll do that here in a second. Once we get there.
Now that goes back to why I think Rollins won't win. Now, I don't watch it religiously, so I don't know who's good guy, who's bad guy, who's on what show. But if Reigns wins, does Rollins become competition for him? I don't know who else he'd have go against him.
Yeah, I mean, who else do you have Reigns on Raw with?
They're saying that the first feud for Reigns after he wins the title will be Samoa Joe.
Huh. I'm fine with that.
To be fair, that will be good. That will be damn good because Samoa Joe is a machine.
Could Samoa Joe accidentally, in quotations, rip his leg off? I would be okay with that.
I think that Samoa Joe, if he wanted to, could do that.
I think he could too.
and for the record, there's 2 Samoan families in wrestling: The Rock and all his family, which is everybody.
Yeah,
and then Samoa Joe.
That's true.
That's what I've heard.
Let's see. Raw Women's Championship: Alexa Bliss versus Nia Jax. She's been fat shaming Nia Jax. They kind of had to shoehorn this in because I don't think they really knew what to do. Alexa Bliss is my future wife. My current wife may not appreciate that, but Alexa Bliss is amazing. She is beautiful.
She is amazing. Yeah.
I know she's going to lose. Personally, I think this could be like a Kane versus Chavo for the ECW Championship years ago in WrestleMania. It's a squash match. They're building up for it that Nia Jax is going to destroy her. I have no issue with that because, unfortunately, Nia Jax is going to be the one that, is going to take the belt. I'm okay, I guess, without, I'm okay with that as long as Alexa Bliss goes back to SmackDown. I'm okay. Doug, who are you going with?
I'm going with Nia Jax, but I could see Bliss losing by disqualification and not losing her belt.
Like a honky-tonk man thing?
Something, yeah, but Jax would still win, but yeah, I'm not saying she's going to win the title, but I think she wins.
Who are you going with, Chris?
I'm saying Nia Jax as well, but I think she takes the title.
I just, to be honest, I love Alexa Bliss. I just don't care about this feud at all.
No. Alexa Bliss is amazing. Mm-hmm. I still think that Nia Jax is a little bit too green for it, but to be in the Raw Women's Championship at WrestleMania, I don't know. I just think she's a little bit too green. But
she almost broke Charlotte Flair's neck about 6 months ago. She did.
She almost broke Sasha Banks's something as well.
Yes, get her out of there.
In a Sasha Banks match, something always almost gets broken. So, yeah, but Nia Jax is winning it. I think it's time to put the title on her. I think she's worked her ass off. She's related to The Rock, so I think she's getting it.
The match that I do care about, Charlotte Flair versus Asuka for the Women's SmackDown Championship. Who are you going with, Chris?
Asuka.
She's putting her undefeated streak on the line. Never lost in NXT.
Yeah, I cannot wait for this match. I think this might be the one I'm looking forward to the most, and that's saying something because Daniel Bryan's coming back. But yeah, I cannot wait for Charlotte Flair versus Asuka because it's going to be so fucking good. I hope that the nerves don't go to them because sometimes Charlotte, not so much Asuka because she's a very experienced, very, very, very talented woman, but Charlotte Flair in some of the matches, when the nerves are there and it's on the big stage, sometimes it can be a little bit botchy.
Yeah, and my issue, personally, what I would do, I would have Charlotte Flair beat Asuka. And the reason is, I would have her beat her. It's still early in her main event or main roster career for Asuka. You get rid of the cloud overhanging her of her being undefeated.
Yeah, it's a big cloud.
You get rid of it. You lose to Flair. She makes a name for herself. You can still have Asuka win the championship at SummerSlam, and then you build for that versus Ronda Rousey, unfortunately, at WrestleMania next year. But
I'd be okay with that. But I think that what they're going to do is they're going to do a Roman Reigns, and they're going to have Asuka take it. They're going to have Asuka undefeated until she faces Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania 35, and it'll be, Ronda Rousey will take the undefeated streak.
Yeah, and I think it's going to happen. I'm still going with Charlotte Flair just to be different and hoping that they don't. But can you imagine if Ronda Rousey screws up one time versus Asuka next year? She's going to stiff the shit out of Ronda Rousey in a heartbeat. And I'm fine with that. It's going to be like Brock Lesnar.
But Rousey could take it, too.
Do you think?
Yeah.
I'm sure she probably could. Don't get me wrong, because she's UFC. But, Doug, who do you pick?
This was a tough one. And I had Charlotte Flair first, but Chris talked me into taking Asuka. I'm going with her.
I'm going Charlotte.
Because later on down the road I have something, and I don't think.
Daniel Bryan, Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. We don't even know if Shane McMahon's going to be wrestling.
Oh, right, why?
Yeah, he's been in hospital, isn't he?
Yeah, he had diverticulitis or something like that.
Diverticulitis?
Yeah, there you go.
Really?
Yeah, and he said he's coming back, and he's wrestling. He got the okay because he needs surgery after WrestleMania. So the rumor is that he's just going to stand on the sidelines. Daniel Bryan finally is cleared after 3 years of not being able to wrestle. I personally, if I was doing this, I would keep it short and simple. Have Daniel Bryan turn and join Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, or have Shane McMahon join Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Have a good day.
Huh.
But in that case, I'm going with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn winning.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Going with them winning. Shane McMahon's going to turn. If Owens and Zayn lose, they get fired from SmackDown. It gets upheld. If they win, they get reinstated. So
you think it's going to lead to Daniel Bryan versus Shane McMahon?
Yeah, unfortunately. That I don't give a shit about. Who are you going with, Chris?
I think that, Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon are going to win, and that Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are going to end up on Raw.
I'm okay with that too.
Surely they can't be so dickish that they'll, after 3 years, they'll bring Daniel Bryan back for a match and they'll have him lose.
I don't even think Vince McMahon knows who Daniel Bryan is.
Yeah, probably.
Doug, who you going with?
I'm going with Owens and Zayn. I like your Shane McMahon turns. Mm-hmm. See, that's why I think where Bryan gets his WrestleMania moment there, where McMahon will turn on him, and then after the match, he'll do whatever.
Bryan will beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that too.
I would be okay with that, but I still think that they're going to pick up the win. I might be wrong.
But this goes back. I have an issue with Shane McMahon always wrestling these guys.
Yes.
To begin
Yes,
with.
so do I.
They're supposed to be
I think
these
it
great
sucks.
athletes, and he's a businessman. Now, he's in good shape, I understand that. But who did he go against last year?
AJ Styles.
AJ Styles, right.
Yeah.
He should have kicked his ass.
AJ Styles
Yes.
it was an awful match too.
Yeah.
It's bollocks. It's absolute bollocks.
I want to see him go against Lesnar. Put him in the ring with Lesnar. The match that nobody gives a shit about: Taker versus John Cena. Cena's been crying and being a little bitch the last 6 weeks. I don't have a WrestleMania match, so I'm calling out Taker.
What's the purpose of that?
I don't know.
Are they making him a bad guy?
No, there's no way you can make him a
No.
bad guy because
Right.
he does the Make-A-Wish.
Right.
You're at the twilight of his career. They have no idea how to make Taker come back unless you have Cena whine about it. Personally, I think it would be awesome if Cena's in the ring waiting for the match and no one ever comes out. Or Brian Lee. Fake Undertaker.
I don't think so because it makes Undertaker look bad.
Correct. But how funny would that be if he never showed up?
Yeah.
Or lights go out, Cena's look at the ramp, Taker's behind him, choke slams him, pins him, and the match is over.
Yeah.
I'd be okay with that.
That would be funny. I'm going with you know what though? I'm going with the Taker with Undertaker winning.
Oh, yeah, me too.
I think he needs one victory.
This is it. Yeah.
Let him win.
Yeah, he lost last year to Roman Reigns. You know what? We shoot the shit a lot about The Undertaker because I like him and you two are wrong.
Uh-huh.
But you know what? I've got absolutely no interest in this match whatsoever. A couple of years ago, I might have.
Yes, I agree.
But who could possibly give a crap about this? You know, leave the guy alone. Just leave the guy alone to do his bloody retirement. We don't need to see him again. He had a nice send off last year where he took his hat off and his coat off and his gloves off and he left them in the center of the ring and it was touching and it was nice and I cried like a little girl. Leave it at that. We don't want to see him again, especially because I read earlier on today it's going to be the fucking American Badass.
oh God.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, technically, Undertaker is retired. Then the American Badass is back.
And then
Well,
he'll
he's gonna be
lose.
like in the middle
and
of
he'll
the
come back as Mean Mark Callis.
Oh, I like it.
Ugh.
Another match I don't give two shits about: Ronda
Ah,
Rousey,
yeah.
Kurt Angle
Oh.
versus McMahon and Triple H. Back at WrestleMania 31, these Rock and Rousey beat up McMahon and Triple H. Now Kurt Angle's filling in for The Rock. I don't give a shit. I'm just going to keep going past this. Ronda Rousey wins, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, I have a question here. Yeah, that's what I picked too. Any chance she turns? Do they turn her this early?
No.
Here's what let's get to through this because I got one idea for this. I got an idea with that Ronda Rousey thing. Final two last matches here real quick. My God, this is going to be an 18-hour show for WrestleMania. AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura for the championship WWE. They've been fighting. They fought in New Japan a lot. Everybody's been craving for this. Personally, good luck with Brock Lesnar and Reigns topping this because the fans are going to shit over Reigns and Lesnar after the Nakamura AJ Styles
Are we
match.
sure Reigns is going to be the last match?
I think it's going to be the last match. I think Nakamura is going to be.
Technically, because Nakamura won WrestleMania, that should be the last match.
That should be.
Won Royal Rumble, sorry. Nakamura won Royal Rumble, so that should be the main event. But it's Roman Reigns, so that's going to be going on last.
If they were smart, they would have Nakamura. They would have Nakamura, then Ronda Rousey, and then you would have the Lesnar match. But I could actually see Alexa Bliss, Nia Jax squash match between Nakamura and Roman Reigns to calm the crowd down. I could see that. Who are you going with? I'm going with AJ Styles retaining.
Yeah, me too.
I want Nakamura to win. Yeah, I think Nakamura's going to win.
I think Styles wins. I think Miz moves over and goes after him. Miz wins the belt. Then he has a built-in feud with Nakamura at SummerSlam because that's who they were trying to feud with at the very beginning when Nakamura showed up. See, Chris, I'm going deep here.
You are. No, I still think Nakamura. Again, similar to Charlotte versus Asuka, I cannot wait for this match.
Yeah, and I'm fine with either of them. I'm actually fine with Nakamura winning, in all honesty. I don't have a problem with it, but I think they're going to tear their house down.
See, that's why this should go on last, because
Right.
no one cares who wins, because the match is going to be so amazing. Put that shit on last, and the crowd goes home happy, because it doesn't matter who wins it. They've seen a spectacle of a match.
So you know what that means. Vince McMahon will give them 8 minutes.
Well, yeah, it probably. Well, Vince McMahon will want the final shot of WrestleMania 34. Roman Reigns stood up in the turnbuckle, holding the Universal title. That's where it'll be.
So everybody's picking Reigns versus Lesnar.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be Roman Reigns, no doubt about it. Yeah, of course.
My thought is Paul Heyman turns and forms a group with Reigns and Ronda Rousey. Rousey needs a spokesperson. She cannot talk.
That's
Heyman
why
in there.
That's why I said that Ronda Rousey does not turn heel, because she can't turn heel unless you can speak.
Yeah, and that's why you get Heyman
or
in
you
there.
have somebody that is able to speak for you. So yeah.
Are you saying they'd be bad guys or good guys?
Bad guys.
Okay.
Yeah, you have Reigns. You have Paul Heyman did this back in the day when he had Lesnar and he turned and had Big Show, and then he became Big Show's manager. So or advocate. I would have no problem. Lesnar's leaving. He's not going. He's not re-signing. If it is, it's going to be limited. What I would do, I would have Reigns turn and Heyman manage him and Rousey. The next night on Raw, I would have Lesnar come out. He's about ready to speak about what happened, or he can speak for like 2 minutes by himself. And then you have Bobby Lashley come out, who they signed, who's back. You can have him come out and destroy Lesnar, because Lesnar's leaving. You need somebody to destroy Lesnar so you can have the next big monster. And you have Lashley destroy him, and that's how Lesnar gets ridden out of the script.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not a big fan of Lashley. I still don't think his wrestling's that great. But if you're going to bring Lashley in, you got to have him make an impact. So that's what I would do.
That'd be a good impact. Yeah, why not?
Hell, at this point, I don't care. Anybody can take Lesnar out.
Yeah.
So let's do our top 5. We'll wrap this up. Favorite WrestleMania matches. This is not the best matches. This is our favorite ones, and we'll try to get through this quick because we're going over here. So let's go here. This is our favorite matches. Chris, what is your number 5?
Okay, my number 5 is from WrestleMania 30.
Okay.
It is Randy Orton versus Bautista versus Daniel Bryan for the WWE title.
Which Daniel Bryan won after beating Triple H earlier in the night to get into the match.
That's right.
The original idea was Bautista came, he won the Royal Rumble. WWE thought everyone was going to love him because he came back, and everybody shit on him because they wanted Daniel Bryan to win.
Yes.
So they got shoehorned into it, despite what them saying, no, this was the plan all along. So
you had months and months of build up. You had the Yes movement, and you had him try. He had to get through Triple H, as you say, Jason, first to get through to the main event. And everybody loves Daniel Bryan. Nobody says, fuck Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan sucks. Nobody says that ever. Daniel Bryan is amazing. He's the underdog, and it was like he's in the fight of his life to win the title, and it was great. It was something special.
With Daniel Bryan, little thing here. WrestleMania 30 is the only WrestleMania I've not seen.
Really?
Yeah.
At all?
I watched the Daniel Bryan match against Bautista and Orton 2 nights ago. This is the first time I saw that match. And I knew what happened. And I don't know if I was out of town or I don't know what was going on. But yeah, I've never seen. That's the only WrestleMania I've never seen.
Huh.
So I should probably watch it. But And the match was great, don't get me wrong, with Daniel Bryan. But yeah, that's the only one I've never seen. Doug, what's your number 5?
Okay, my number 5, I hobied this.
Good call. Good call.
And these are ones, they're not great matches. But they're memorable.
Okay.
And WrestleMania 1, Piper Orndorff, Hogan, Mr. T.
I have no problem
Not
with
a
that
good
one.
match, but it was like, wow, that set wrestling to where it is.
It probably, in retrospect, it probably should have been Hogan versus Piper straight up.
Right, but they were getting mainstream media with Mr. T. I mean,
Liberace.
Yeah.
Right. Another one. I'm not a big fan of battle royals. WrestleMania 4. Bad News Brown turns on Bret Hart to win the battle royal.
Yes.
Love the ending. Battle royals. Not really care. And then finally,
Time out.
Yes,
Who was the first guy eliminated in WrestleMania 4's Battle Royal?
I have no idea.
Outback Jack.
Outback Jack. Wow.
God.
Greatest guy ever. Hey, Crocodile Dundee's pretty popular. Let's put a guy out here for Outback Jack. G'day, mate.
And then finally, yes, there are terrible matches like Red Rooster versus Bobby Heenan, Undertaker versus Giant Gonzalez. You can't give him a guy like that. But WrestleMania 20, Goldberg versus Lesnar. They were both leaving, and the fans hated both of them.
And Austin was the ref.
Yes.
Yeah,
it was
just try and get some excitement.
I remember watching that going, holy crap, the people hate both of them. They didn't want either to win.
I forgot
And
all
I
about
believe
that.
Lesnar screwed up a shooting star press.
No, that was against Angle.
that was
Okay.
good Kurt Angle, yeah.
17, I think.
Yeah, Angle, yeah.
But yes, because
The fans just pissed all over the match.
and Lesnar and Goldberg had no idea how to react.
Yes.
Because the first 5 minutes they just stood in the corner staring at each other.
Yes.
And Austin kept going, "Get the fuck in the ring, let's
Yeah.
go." And so, and it ended with Austin stunning them both.
Yes. I mean, that was a horrible match, but it's like, oh my God, that's just
Oh,
hilarious.
you know what? That will be an honorable mention. That is a good one.
But, well, I mean, because Lesnar really wasn't a wrestler yet.
No.
And Goldberg never was.
No.
I mean, he
Goldberg
admitted
is
to
terrible. He's terrible.
He admitted he couldn't call a match in the ring.
Yeah.
And Lesnar couldn't either at the time.
No.
I still don't think he can.
No. Of course, their last match they had, I thought, was pretty horrible.
All their matches
They
have
did,
been
what,
horrible.
2 moves?
Yes.
And that was what was wrong with WrestleMania last year is that shit.
Yeah.
I hobied my number 5 too. Now this is a two-way one here. I actually watched this one right before our about an hour or so before we came on the air. TLC tag match: Dudley's versus Edge and Christian versus the Hardys at WrestleMania 17. When you got Lita, Rhino, and Spike Dudley came down, it was just a clusterfuck. You have Jeff doing the Swanton onto Rhino and Spike Dudley. You had, back in the day, which made me laugh because I forgot about, Lita came down with her thong showing, and then she takes her shirt off and she's in a bra. I'm like, what the hell is this? Rhino was actually skinny compared to now. He looks kind of like a mushroom right now. Back in the day, he was 250.
Yeah.
And
That would have been my one. I have a list here, and looking at it, that's one for me.
that is it. I
Yes.
took your number one. Put
Because
it on the
I have
board.
that on DVD, and I remember buying it because I don't think I watched it live. And just watching that, it's like, holy crap. Now, I know they had another TLC the year before.
Yes, yeah.
And I don't recall that one. This one I recall.
Edge spearing Jeff Hardy.
Yes.
Basically, it was the whole epitome or the beginning of Jeff Hardy becoming addicted to painkillers because he got injured every 5 seconds. Matt Hardy and Bubba Ray Dudley going off the giant ladder onto the 4 tables.
Yes. You'll never see a match like that again.
No.
They won't allow it.
No. Nobody would have the balls to do that now.
No. And this tied it. Okay, so this is not a great match. It is a clusterfuck as well, but it is fun. And this saves this WrestleMania 13, from being one of the worst WrestleManias. There's 2 matches that saved it. Nation of Domination versus Legion of Doom, Ahmad Johnson, in a Chicago street fight. Do you remember this one?
No.
It is awesome. It's Farouk, Godfather, and D'Lo Brown, I believe. Because it was right before... Oh, no. It wasn't. I'm sorry. It was before the Nation of Domination became all African Americans. That's what it was. It was Crush, Farouk, and I forget who the other guy was. But anyways, it was a cluster.
Savio Vega.
Savio Vega. There you go. Thank you.
Damn.
It was a fun match, and it was probably my favorite Legion of Doom match at WrestleMania because they didn't get many chances, and they just threw everything out there. This came on after the Bret Hart Austin match, and you would think the crowd would shit on it. No, the 2 matches in a row made WrestleMania 13. And unfortunately, and I'm not making a dig at Taker, the next match was Undertaker versus Psycho Sid for the championship. They had no chance of going after these 2 matches because it was a typical match. But yeah, it was a hardcore match, Chicago street fight. It was great. And there was a fire extinguisher that went off by accident, and the whole arena was covered in this smoke, and you couldn't see for about 2 minutes. So that was fun.
Do you know who's in the corner of the Nation of Domination?
Who was?
Clarence Mason,
Yeah, he was the skinny attorney guy.
D'Lo Brown,
Oh, that's right.
and these names, I recognize these names, but I can't place
Oh,
them.
PG-13.
That's what JC Ice and
Yes!
Wolfie D.
The tag team
There we go.
PG-13.
I know them names, and it's like, where have I seen that?
They were in ECW, and they were
Yes.
skinny little fucks.
Yes.
And they were horrible. Look them up, Chris.
Yeah, I'm going to have to. I've never heard of them.
They're off. Or just watch WrestleMania 13. And they took a Doomsday device in the match, too, from Legion of Doom.
Their build height, JC Ice, 5'8", 196.
Yeah. My number 4. It wasn't a great match, but I loved it because it shocked the hell out of me, and I did not think WWE could shock the hell out of me much anymore. Seth Rollins at WrestleMania 31 cashing in his Money in the Bank and beating Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. Loved it.
Oh, okay.
I don't have many from recent, but this one shocked me and made me very, very happy when it went off the air. I wasn't even a big Rollins fan at that point, but anybody but Lesnar or Reigns, I was happy.
Yeah, I was exactly the same.
Doug, what's your number 4?
Number 4 is the Austin Hart double turn at WrestleMania 13.
That's my number 1.
Yeah,
You took my one, I took your one, okay? I just watched that today on the way home on the bus on my phone.
That is my number 4 as well, actually.
yeah.
That,
Great minds think alike.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, great.
And if you watch it, it is so well done, both of those guys. Their little teases throughout the match. You see Bret Hart get more and more desperate.
Yes.
And Austin just would not quit.
Yes.
Have you either of you guys ever watched the Stone Cold's DVD?
Yes.
No.
I actually had that for a while.
Yeah, he's on about that match, and Bret Hart must have said to him when they were planning out the match and what have you. Bret Hart said to him, "Just trust me, I will get you where you need to be." Mm-hmm. And he did.
Well, the funny thing was too that that was a time they did not bleed,
Yes.
and Vince McMahon was shocked that they were bleeding because he was one of the announcers. And even if I watched it today, and he's even like, well, it doesn't happen much in the WWF, but, when it does, we apologize. And he's like, you just can't, basically prepare for this. And the whole idea was that Stone Cold and Bret Hart said, we need to bleed in this match to make it happen. And you see, and they said it was they went backstage, and Vince was like, what happened? And they're like, oh, we apologize. He hit the railing, and, that's what happened. And I guess Bret Hart said later on, oh, I didn't know that we weren't supposed to do it either. And you can actually see Austin hitting his head with a razor
Austin,
blade.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought on one of them they said Brett bladed him because the other guy hadn't done it. I couldn't remember if it was that match or not.
There's a scene he's on the ground outside and he's hitting his head, and you can tell the little cut.
Yeah.
But he bled a lot.
I don't know. Could you imagine bringing yourself to do that to yourself?
Could you imagine? I'm OCD. I don't want to go out after the next match and wrestle that.
Yeah.
I don't want to get syphilis from this or anything.
Yeah.
What's your number 4? That was your number 4, Chris?
That was my number 4, yeah. Fantastic match and iconic as well. It gave birth to Stone Cold Steve Austin. So that was my number 4. My number 3 was from WrestleMania 7. Mm-hmm. And it is Ultimate Warrior versus Macho Man, or Macho King, Randy Savage.
For a retirement match?
The retirement match.
You're getting a look from Doug.
An Ultimate Warrior match?
It was
Yes.
a good match.
Damn right. I watched this earlier on today. This is the match that I had to explain to my friend who Sensational Sherry was and who Miss Elizabeth was. Mm-hmm. But it's so good. The match holds up. It is so good. The story is perfect from start to finish of the match. The story is amazing. And it ends up, you've got Macho Man doing about 7 flying elbows from the top ropes onto the Ultimate Warrior.
Yes, that's right.
And then it's just great. It's so good. It's such a good match. And you got, Sensational Sherry being Sensational Sherry. She was a fucking great manager.
Yes, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
But it wasn't the best match of WrestleMania 7 because here's some of the other matches. Undertaker versus Jimmy Snuka and Davey Boy Smith beating the Warlord. I mean, those are great matches right there.
Well, I think the thing is, the probably the only person at that time who could get a good match out of Warrior would be Randy Savage because they said, he mapped out the,
he
his
would
matches. Because my next one is a match with him.
What's your number?
My number 3, Steamboat Savage, WrestleMania 3.
Okay.
And they had said Steamboat really was kind of down on it because they said, he liked to, him and Flair, they'd do it in, call it in the ring, do it that way. And he said, Savage had every single thing mapped out. This is what we're going to do. And, he took, he
they had rehearsal with Savage.
Yes,
Savage had rehearsal.
He was, he was dedicated to his character.
Does that hold up though? That match, I have not seen it in a while.
But it's something.
No, neither have I.
Either have I. But it's just, I remember watching it going, wow, holy crap! It was much better than Andre Hogan.
Well, was it better than anything at the time?
Right. I mean that's. I mean, I like guys like Dean Malenko, Chris Jericho, Chris Benoit, the guys who could do wrestling.
Yeah.
Yes, I know it's fake, but I want to see moves like that. And at the time, WWF didn't have it. No. I mean, it was, gimmicks, and that's fine. But when you saw that, it stood out.
Number 3 for me was another Bret Hart match. I hope he did, actually. Bret Hart versus Roddy Piper, WrestleMania 8. Mm-hmm. Piper had him in the sleeper. Bret Hart went up into the buckles and flipped over.
Yeah.
It was Piper, his only WWF championship. He had the Intercontinental belt at the time. He beat the Mountie. Jacques Rougeau, who was allegedly involved in the Canadian Mafia.
Really?
Yes, he was a little shady. Though I forget what old-time guy, it might have been one of the Killer Bees. They said you did not cross the Rougeau brothers because they had connections. So, a little fun fact.
Shit.
Yeah, kind of funny. This tied in. I almost called you Blake again, Chris. Blake Richardson. Listen to this one. I got Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 25.
Bastard. That's my number 1.
You know why? Because I was there. I was there.
You were there? Wow.
Yeah. My wife, for my birthday, we live in Cincinnati, outside of it now, but in Cincinnati, Ohio, we drove 1,100 miles to Houston, Texas through the night for WrestleMania weekend. She got me tickets and we drove down.
Nice.
And let me tell you.
I do that every year to go to Disney World.
Well, that's
Cry Me
true.
a River.
And you have a kid.
That's right.
There. We didn't. We were just married at the time. But yeah, we went, and the sad thing was it was a great match, and then right after it they shit on it because Triple H and Orton was the final match, and nobody cared.
Yeah.
The crowd booed that match so bad.
Yeah, that was another. I think it was possibly the Shawn Michaels DVD where they were on about that match at WrestleMania 25, or it may have been the Triple H one actually. That they came out, Taker and Michaels came backstage, and Triple H and Randy Orton were basically going, fuck, we're screwed.
And that's the only Taker match that at the time that I thought he could lose. That match was so damn good. I thought they had, because that was when they started playing up his streak, and it was 2 years before that. I think they started playing it up, but that was the first one I thought, oh shit, Michaels is going to beat him, and man, that was an awesome match.
It was.
So that was my number 3.
Can I go off on a tangent here for a minute? Because you said about how bad the Randy Orton match is. I had seen him win, I don't know, or he just lost the title to whoever.
He just won the U.S. belt.
Right, but the heavyweight title.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't realize he was that decorated.
Yeah. He's won a lot.
He doesn't seem that interesting.
Because he's not.
I mean, because that's out of my wheelhouse. There's when he came, with the whole, with him and Triple H and that.
Evolution, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and it's like they said he was like a 13-time heavyweight champ. Why?
I don't know.
He just, I mean, I watched him.
Well, he's
Bray
he's got a pedigree. You know, he's got what is he, third generation or something like
Yeah,
that?
but he doesn't give a shit. That's the
No.
problem.
No.
They're just boring matches that I've seen.
Well,
Maybe I'm
he's
missing
had-
something. I don't know.
You're not. No, you're not. You're not at all, because he's had the same move set for the last ever. And other wrestlers like John Cena, for example, introduce new moves because that's their job.
Right.
But he's had the same fucking move set for just ages. He's had the same boring, slow fucking entrance forever as well.
Chris,
It's almost as long as the Undertaker.
But do you think, like, the thing is, with Cena, he has the same matches. I can guarantee you I am more entertained with a Cena match than an Orton match
but
ever.
he's
Yeah.
got a personality, though.
To
yeah.
a point, yeah.
He gives good interviews. I mean, they can be funny and that,
Yeah.
especially when he was ripping on Roman Reigns.
Yes.
That was hilarious. I can't think of a good
Orton.
interview. I mean, he's just blah.
And then you put Jinder Mahal with him. Oh God! Well, I feel like he peaked Randy Orton. Chris, do you remember this when Rollins was facing him? It was actually at WrestleMania 31. It was the opening match.
Yeah.
And Rollins went for the curb stomp. He was up in the air and
The RKO, yeah.
Yep, he popped up and did the RKO. He peaked at that point. That was it. That was his
Yeah.
thing. And
That was awesome, to be fair. That was awesome. And the
I-
gimmick that he's got, the RKO out of nowhere gimmick, is cool. Mm-hmm. But that's about it.
that's the only thing that he's over with.
Yeah.
Nobody cares anything else except the RKO.
Okay, but
Yeah.
correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't the RKO just a poor man's chart buster from Disco Inferno?
Oh.
I'm just asking.
Or Diamond
What?
Cutter.
Diamond
I was
Cutter.
going to say Diamond Cut. I have no idea what the hell you just said, Doug.
Disco Inferno.
Disco Inferno from WCW. It's
I see.
a quality wrestler.
I will say the most entertaining thing that Orton has done is I saw a video of him because he's married for the second time, and they have like his new wife has like 4 kids that are a little bit older, and his his stepson was jumping into the pool, and he comes out of nowhere and RKO's him
I
in the
did see
pool.
that. I did see
was
that.
funny.
Yeah.
His stepson had no idea it was coming. So that was my number 3. My number 2. Reason why this is not higher, is not number 1, is because he murdered his family.
You got
So-
my number 2.
Benoit beating Triple H and Shawn
Yes,
Michaels.
my number 2.
WrestleMania 20.
Yep.
I went to a local bar and it was packed, and I've never seen a crowd react at the time when Triple H tapped in the crippler crossface.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that well.
And Benoit is one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. I don't even know if I could watch it again. That's the problem.
You know how you watch it? Just in your mind, think his family deserved it.
Oh!
No? Too soon? Okay, maybe not.
Do you mean they watched like DreamWorks instead of Disney? Is that what it was?
I'm just trying to help you. Maybe they weren't nice people.
Dale Earnhardt Sr. maybe deserved it, but not this guy.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's tough to watch.
And it pisses me off because he was in the greatest Royal Rumble
Yes.
next to Flair's, is when he was number 1 and he eliminated Peter the Giant.
Peter Andre.
Yeah, that's who it was. He eliminated Big Show at the end.
Yeah, because when you going back to that match, I mean, and the sad story is he had so much brain damage from doing the top rope headbutt. You know, he wasn't in his right mind. That's just a horrible story, but and it puts you can't watch anything he does, anything he would do that. But yeah, I mean, to think this guy, the Vanilla Midgets as they were called,
Kevin Nash called him the Vanilla Midget.
is going to beat the 2 biggest stars in the WWE.
And they let him.
Yes. That's just wow.
And
Holy crap.
And to go back to it, at SummerSlam, he ended up losing to Randy Orton, who became the
Really?
youngest champion ever. And
Yeah.
the problem is they cut him off. They cut his legs out underneath him, Benoit, because his very first feud after WrestleMania, Kane. Mm-hmm. How do you get that out? How do you do that? That was even when Kane was on the downslope. It's like, you can't give him that. Give him somebody, because Triple H was in a big feud with, I forget who it was, but you had to give him Triple H had to be the focus of Raw. Mm-hmm. And then Randy Orton beat him. So that's my number 2. Doug, that was your number 2?
That was my number 2.
Chris, what's your number 2?
My number 2 is from WrestleMania 12. And it is Shawn Michaels versus Bret Hart in the first ever Iron Man match.
Oh, you know.
What do you mean? Oh.
Okay, that's another one I recommend you going back and watching. That first half hour is rough. That first half hour is really, really rough.
No, it's good, man.
It is slow and way too much pacing. The last half hour is amazing. The overtime is amazing. Shawn Michaels winning. But then, did you ever see the behind the scenes of that? Bret Hart's documentary, or his book? After he won, or after Michaels won, because they hit each other, Michaels looked at him and says, "Get the fuck out of my ring." And he asked the referee to move Bret Hart from the ring. And if you watch it, he says it. You can see it in the video. It's like, oh, Shawn, you're such an asshole.
I don't believe that.
Watch it. You know what? I do
believe that.
I still say Rock versus Triple H in the Iron Man match was a lot better. But for the significance, I'll give you that it was a big moment because of what happened. So I'll give you that, Chris.
It was Shawn Michaels' first, main title. Mm-hmm. And I still love the hell out of the match. I think it's great.
What's your number 1? What is your number 1, Chris?
Mine. Oh, sorry. Yeah, mine. Well, I'd actually hobied mine. It was the same match, the same 2 people, HBK and Undertaker at WrestleMania 25 and WrestleMania 26.
Okay. Doug, what's your number 1?
Mine was TLC at 17.
My number 1 was Bret Hart versus Steve Austin.
Yeah.
WrestleMania 13.
Nice.
What's that?
Nice.
My honorable mention, Doug, I hope you remember this one. WrestleMania 4, Strikeforce versus Demolition. Rick Martel had Smash in the Boston Crab to win it, and the referee was distracted, and Axe came in with the cane and hit him over the head and cracked it, and Smash covered him for the win.
How many times were canes used in the first few WrestleManias for tag team matches? I believe Wyndham and Rotundo lost when a cane got hit.
Yes.
And somebody else lost too within, I think, the second WrestleMania. I think there was somebody lost being hitting by a cane.
And then Jimmy Hart's megaphone got into it too.
Yeah. He was awesome.
My other one I had 2 more. I had Kane versus Big Show versus Raven in the Hardcore Championship at WrestleMania 17. I remember Raven getting thrown through a plexiglass window in the back. I remember seeing somebody go through drywall. It was everywhere, and it was a blast to watch. I know Raven got in a golf cart and ran Kane over legitimately by accident. Mm-hmm. He ran over his leg. So, and then finally, Bret Hart versus Owen Hart, WrestleMania 10. The opening match, Bret Hart won and then went on to face Yoko. I was going to say Yokozuna, but Yokozuna.
Bret Hart lost.
Oh, no, he did lose. That's right.
Okay,
that's right.
But I never understood this. Mm-hmm. Okay. He had to face Owen Hart, and then Yokozuna faced Lex Luger. He was going to face Yokozuna whether he won or lost.
Correct.
Why would he care if he won?
Pride, Doug.
Why didn't he just get counted out in the first 10 seconds? And he's. It
would be like me versus you, Doug. What would we do?
You'd be crying like a girl.
Yeah, I would run.
But I've never understood that because it's well, he didn't have to win. It wasn't he had to win to get against Yokozuna. He just had to wrestle somebody.
And actually, Yokozuna got screwed because he was a champion. He should have only fought once.
Yes.
Against Luger or Bret Hart winner.
Yes. Is that when?
And then we had Hulk Hogan came out. Yeah.
That was WrestleMania 9.
Okay.
WrestleMania 9. Yokozuna beat Bret Hart. Hogan came out, beat him, and then Yokozuna won it back at King of the Ring.
Okay, yeah.
With a very, very racially stereotypical Japanese photographer. Gave a blinded Hulk Hogan.
It's amazing through the years how the Japanese have been
portrayed,
cast as bad guys.
Yokozuna was Samoan.
Well, yeah, I understand.
He's not even Japanese.
I understand that, but
no, Mr. Fuji, wasn't it? It was his manager was Mr. Fuji, and he was he was a big bad guy.
But why are we against the Japanese? They're our allies.
Welcome to 1940s.
I don't. I've never understood that.
Well, it could be worse. You could be Ludwig Borga from Finland.
There
Those
you
damn
go.
Finnish.
Yeah.
Well, they are wrong. They are wrong ones. Yeah.
Anybody have honorable mentions real quick?
I just had two, and they were not great matches, but 2017 Under the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, my man Rob Gronkowski comes in and helps Mojo Rawley win. Gotta love the Gronk. That and the fact that there was a woman security guard that tried to stop him from coming into the ring because she didn't realize he was part of it, and the refs had to run and stop her, and you could see her in the background just laughing, going, "Oh my God, I can't believe I did that." That and my other one, Butterbean beating Bart Gunn in 35 seconds and basically ending his career.
The Brawl for All.
The Brawl for All.
Yeah, that was terrible.
And the best is they had
terrible.
to do something with Butterbean because he was signed for 2 matches
Yeah.
with WWF. And just seeing his head.
And he was willing to work with them. It didn't have to be. He was willing to not make it as legit. Like, no. We got Bart Gunn here because he beat their handpicked winner, Steve Williams. Yeah.
Chris, any honorable mentions real quick?
Yeah, I've got a couple. Got a couple of quick ones. The first one, well, it's actually 3 matches because they had 3 huge, amazing matches. It's Stone Cold Steve Austin versus The Rock.
Yeah.
They had amazing matches.
I didn't know which one to pick, and that's why I kind of...
Same here. That's why I couldn't put it on my list because which one do you pick? Because they were so damn good. The other one was Shawn Michaels versus Chris Jericho at WrestleMania 19.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is also awesome.
I love Chris Jericho. He's one of my top probably 3 favorite wrestlers of all time. I can never get a good WrestleMania moment out of him, though. I don't know. I can never... His matches are good at WrestleMania, but they're never outstanding.
I think the one with Shawn Michaels was very, very good. The end of it where he kicks Shawn Michaels in the balls and
Yes.
Shawn Michaels kind of ends up on his knees. We
had some listener picks here. Wrap this up. Kevin Wright had Ricky the Dragon Steamboat versus Randy Savage, and HBK versus Taker. Discussion over. Joe Roughhead had Bret Hart versus Steve Austin. HBK versus Kurt Angle. That was a good match. Nobody had that.
No.
HBK versus Taker. HBK versus Jericho. I sense a theme. Austin versus The Rock at WrestleMania 17. Best Mania ever, which is true.
Yep.
That was the one The Rock, I think, won at finally. No, that was the one Austin
No,
turned, sorry.
that was when Austin turned heel.
Rock won at 19 in Seattle. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Matt Brundridge had, it's not creative, but HBK versus Taker at 25 and 26. But with that has to go the build into the matches, too. He had Stone Cold versus Hitman at 13, and Edge versus Mick Foley at 22 with the fire table, going through the table. From Dev, the Psy guy. I can't single it down to one match, mainly because all my pick is WrestleMania 23 in Detroit. He was there with his few buddies from college in the nosebleed section. All the matches weren't the best of all time worthy, but I did get to see future U.S. Overlord Trump, Shea Vincent, along with 2 separate streakers, jump the guardrails, and one got into the ring during the Cena HBK match. I got to see my favorite wrestler at the time, Mr. Kennedy, win Money in the Bank, and I got to hang out with friends. I'll go with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
WrestleMania 23 is really god-awful if you go back to it.
The dark match, Carlito and Ric Flair were tag teamed.
Oh, God.
Against Chavo Guerrero and Gregory Helms in a lumberjack match.
Sounds like an awesome match.
WrestleMania 32 IC Intercontinental title ladder match. That's the one Zack Ryder won. That was fun. I like that. WrestleMania 21 first ever Money in the Bank ladder match. That was good.
Wait a minute. You talking about the one Zack Ryder won?
Yeah.
Was that the one where I made my picks and hadn't watched any wrestling, and I tied you for the best record in Chris's contest?
That was also my, at the time, 6-year-old said, Zack Ryder's going to win.
That's what I said,
Yes.
too. I didn't realize who he was. I just picked him.
And the only reason he picked Zack Ryder is because he goes, woo, woo, woo.
Oh, God.
That, and I believe it's Zack Ryder is a big Disney fan, too. So
Oh, well, I gotta like
there
that.
you go.
WrestleMania
It's got even
27, Streak versus Career match. WrestleMania 20, just all of it. That is a good one. And WrestleMania 23, like you just said. Randall Holt, 666. He said this is tough. He had Macho Man versus Steamboat at WrestleMania 3 for number 5.
Smart man.
Flair, Charlotte Flair, Sasha Banks, and Becky Lynch triple threat at WrestleMania 32. That was a good match. I'll give you that.
It was a little botchy.
But I think it was because significance of it is that it's the first time they actually took women seriously in a long time and made it a big deal. But it was very botchy. I will give you that. Number 3, Hitman versus HBK Iron Man match. WrestleMania 12. It's not as good as everyone thinks.
Well, it is.
Don't listen to Blake Richardson. Number 2, Austin versus Rock WrestleMania 17. And number 1, Austin versus Hitman. There you go at WrestleMania 13. Honorable mention, HBK versus Razor Ramon ladder match. WrestleMania 10, the first big ladder match. There was one other one before that between Hart and HBK at a Survivor Series. Nowhere near this.
Bret Hart came up with the ladder match idea.
Really?
Yes.
The Ramon HBK match is good for what it was because it set, the bar at the time. It's still, looking back, it's not as great because I think the TLC matches killed it.
Right.
But at the time, it was amazing.
Yeah.
Hogan versus King Kong Bundy at WrestleMania 2. King Kong Bundy, Little Tokyo, and Lord Littlebrook versus Hillbilly Jim, Haiti Kid, and Little
Kid,
Beaver.
yes.
And Hillbilly Jim won. His team won because King Kong Bundy body slammed a dwarf. That was the
Little
great
person.
Is it? Oh, shit.
Yeah. And then a little person.
Is he called a little person?
Yes.
Son of a bitch.
And then they all even the Bundy's teammates went against him.
Oh, that's right. They did team up
Yes.
against him. WrestleMania 2 is also the one that has Susan St. James there as an announcer.
Yes.
If you don't know who she is, she married somebody that was help promoting WrestleMania, and she got a job as a announcer that time.
I see.
Look it up.
Okay.
So, Chris, thank you for being on this show.
You are very welcome. I've really enjoyed it.
We like it. I think next year, we were talking off air, Chris and I are going to rank every WrestleMania match.
Yeah.
We'll do a article for Nerdly. But yes, Chris, plug your show again.
Oh, God, it's 20 past 3 in the morning. Yes. Have a look for the 365 Flicks podcast. We talk movies and TV shows and utter nonsense. We interview directors and actors and other filmmakers, as well as comic book artists and all that kind of thing as well. And we are also in the middle of the Road to Infinity War, so check that out. Just look for 365 Flicks podcast on the Facebooks and the Twitters, and you will find us.
Yes. And if you have any questions about Peter Andre, please send them over to Chris at 365
Please
Flicks.
do. Please do. Yeah.
I think he had the best Ricochet match I've ever seen.
His Ricochet.
Yeah. Yeah.
The thing is
Yeah.
that Steven Regal did such a good job keeping him down. That's why. Go fuck yourself, San Diego.
Kev's going to say things about that.
Bad idea number 812, Susan St. James.
Can I have good idea number 33?
Go ahead.
Not having Blake, Jim, and Jeff here.
I agree. Well done.
I agree.
And Kevin too. I think without those four,
I think we did a good. And Chris, are you into Disney? We could do a Disney podcast.
I am into Disney.
when are you going?
When am I going? I've not been to Disney since 2009.
When are you going back?
I don't know.
Oh,
Well, here's the
I
thing.
don't know.
You come to the Cincinnati Comic Expo September 14th through 16th in Cincinnati, and then you drive down to Florida.
Ooh, I like that.
Doug will
There is
drive you
talk
down.
of
come
there is
down.
talk of coming once Star Wars Land opens.
2020.
Start saving your money.
Yeah.
Yes, so I hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Chris, I will see you in Cincinnati September 14th, so I appreciate that. We got graders lined up for you.
Nice.
Again, it's only 87,000 yen to get over here. So that's what you guys use, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
just making sure.
Yep.
To be honest, with Brexit falling apart, I would probably just move over here. We have a very benevolent Is that how you say
Benevolent.
it? Thank you. Overlord?
Yep. Yeah. So he seems pretty. He seems like a stand-up guy. Pretty level-headed.
He's pretty stable. Even
Yep.
keeled.
Yeah.
He is the bar.
But then again, unlike the royalty, a couple of years, we just vote him out.
That's true. That is true.
Well, they really don't do anything. They're just there to open whatever.
Sucking all your taxpayer money.
Yeah.
That's what Blake tells me.
Down the hall.
Well, we don't listen to Blake.
Well, Chris, thanks for showing up. And Roger says goodbye.
Goodbye.
Walking Dead to Talking Heads, from comic books to TV sets, there's a history. It's not so bad. There's the history. It's the history of bad, so bad. The history of bad, it's bad. The history of bad ideas. Podcast.
You've been listening to Hobie.